Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio for this today? I'm hoping. Yes, thank you. Okay, hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it's time for the noon edition of Welcome to My World. This is the 14th of July, and it is a Thursday. So we've got all kinds of ups and downs going today. It looks like the indices are all pretty much in unison. They sure haven't wanted to pick a direction one way or the other, but there have been some nice trades available off of them nevertheless. I think Ezra caught a great trade off TF. That is, I looked at that chart. That's excellent. Very, very nice. He posted that, if you're scrolling around, he posted that at 11:01. You can grab his screenshot. If you watch the US dollar and the 6E, they've done a perfectly inverted movement today against each other. It's you don't see them. It's the exact mirror image opposite of each other. And we've had bonds trend down this morning quite a bit. So crude oil's in a bit of a chop. And that's not surprising because right now we've got the VIX trading just below 13. And I haven't looked at if you watch the, in fact, I might get a chart of that. I keep some little bitty ones that I just kind of monitor from time to time. But the crude oil does have its own volatility index. If you have looked on the forum at the indicators and noticed there is a very good early warning chop indicator. It takes a little bit to set that thing up, and you do have to have some significant data feed for it. But it gives you the ability to use the volatility indexes against whatever market you're trading. So it's a little more advanced in setting the thing up, but it does work once you get past all that. And of course, Daryl did really good videos on how you set that thing up and how it all works. So I noticed the Canadian dollar's in a kind of a tight chop thing. It's not going anywhere. An NQ for some reason, well, all the indices. I think the best one to trade today is Ezra's. I ran across one thing that I noticed this morning that we don't see very often, but it's sure worth noting. And that is, let me get this, I'll get it over here on my camera for you. I keep these little charts of 30 minutes on the markets I trade. Not to trade by them or anything, but just to give me a little bit bigger picture of what's going on. And these are really good to take note of at the top and the bottom of the hour because they're 30-minute candles, and markets tend to reverse or else get another boost of gas if they're going if it keeps going in the same direction. But this is gold, and I just keep it this size. It's just a little bitty one. But what I noticed right here is that this tested the low of the day 3 times right here at 9 o'clock, 9:30, and 10 o'clock. So what do we know when we get a test of a significant level? It's usually The third time is a charm. And this is so easily visible. And then if you go back and look at whatever kind of, if you do trade gold, if you go back and look at whatever kind of chart you like to trade, if it's the C's or the IZSS or whatever it is, you will notice, that there's a nice entry off of that. So anyway, when you do see a significant level and the market tests it, or the bus driver goes down there and turns around, or up to it, works either direction, that's worth taking note of. And thank you. Craig put in that the CL index, the crude oil index, is OVX. So if you have, if you trade crude oil, it's not a bad idea to keep that up. So let's see. I don't see anything else real significant. Tomorrow morning we're going to get some news, and Friday mornings are usually there's a little more news coming out. Tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Eastern also is going to be it could spill over into the markets, but there'll probably be a little jump one way or the other when Trump announces his VP pick, because when we get closer and closer to the U.S. presidential election, we're going to see some market movement on that. Anyway, tomorrow morning, especially at 5 o'clock, if you trade the euro, 5 o'clock in the morning, there are numbers coming out that will affect the euro. And at 8 o'clock is the Bank of England, the counterpart to Janet Yellen. And then at 8:30 we have lots of U.S. economic numbers coming, and the manufacturing sales in Canada. And that will continue. We get another little boost at 9:15 tomorrow, but 8:30, be real careful about jumping into a trade right at 8:30 until you see what's happening with in other words, just don't get blindsided by it. So, and the other thing I wanted to point out to you, if you haven't used this market analyzer, I really find this thing very helpful. The 132 trend here is for this new Triple Crown. And I think if it's not already up on the website, there will be soon a little training course on that. But I like this market analyzer with these are little reminders, and you kind of glance at this thing, and on any given market, if you see it in 3 different colors, there's a yellow and a red and a green and another red, and you might want to be real cautious about taking a trending trade that you think it might trend. But boy, when they are all the same color, that thing is very, very helpful. So if you haven't looked at that, and I know on one of the room charts, it has all the markets with I don't know what you call that, but it's a bigger chart with all of them. And it's really kind of keen to look at that and see if you're looking what all is all the same color. It gives you a way to scan for a good potential market to trade. So anytime you're sitting there and thinking, gee, this is going nowhere, and I wish I could find something, take a look at that and see what markets have all of those little boxes all the same color, because then you might be able to utilize that to your favor. So anyway, this has been, and I think Lori is offline right now because she's got some weather problems, and she's trying to protect her trading computer from lightning strikes. I mean, fancy that. So I don't think there will be the conference room today, but when that